Good evening, everyone. I'm Licha Chishaka from Group 1, and this is our entrepreneur program or activities in UTM discussion for the course Technopreneurship Seminar, and we're from Section 4. So everyone can introduce themselves individually.
So I'm Habiba Al Gamal, computer science student, software engineering.
Hello, I'm Mohammad Bilal Hussain Shanto. I'm from School of Computing, major software engineering.
Assalamu
Hello,
alaikum. I am Mohammad Shakil
I'm
Chaudhary, Faculty of Computing, Software Engineering.
Salman Muhammad Ibrahim, 4-year student, software engineering.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Faisal Rahman, a final year student and from software engineering.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So, for this discussion, we're going to talk about the various entrepreneurship seminars TM. So, would anyone like to open the floor?
Okay, I'm gonna talk first. So I have attended a webinar and it was hosted through UTMX site. The speaker was Mr. Muhammad Radhi. He is the CEO of iNet Special. So I'm gonna mention information about the background of the company, his background, and maybe some advices that he mentioned in the webinar. So he started his degree in like Bachelor of Science and Geoinformatics in 2010 until 2014 at UTM, then continued taking masters in philosophy, also in geoinformatics for 2 years and a half. Currently, he is doing PhD in philosophy. At the same time, he works as a CEO of iNet Spatial. He published papers on topics like geospatial modeling and analysis, remote sensing, natural disasters and landsliding, flood, etc., plus publications on GIS and IoT-based projects. Moving on to the company background, his company is iNet Spatial. He has started it in 2017, and it's a multidisciplinary company that focuses on consulting and supply. iNet has like around 50 staff and plus 18 internship students. Uh, the service that the company is giving is geographic information system, GIS, surveying and mapping, remote sensing, information technology, networking, and Internet of Things. Um, During his PhD, he used to help a lot of students, so he gained so much experience and started to think of benefiting from his knowledge and started the company with one of his PhD colleagues. He started the company with zero capital. His capital at that time was his knowledge only. He started by one staff, employing only one staff for 1 year in his initial stage. 1 year later, he expanded the company and began to execute services and collaborate with other companies and agencies. And also, he had a lot of partnership and clients such as UTM, UTHM, and UPM, Police Shame Technologies, and Rainhill Water Services. He also mentioned the challenges he faced during starting up his company. The first one was time management and due dates. He endured that by creating goals lists and eliminating unnecessary tasks. The second challenge was cash flow. It was a very big problem for him to start the company. He struggled to pay salaries for the staff and dealt with many payments delay from the clients, but he overcome this problem by decreasing the spending and increasing the revenue, plus using effective business models. So the third challenge was the stabbed budget. There was no enough budget to market the company to its full potential. The fourth challenge was human resource. So it was hard for him to find skilled employees. Uh, so he fixed that by keeping the staff motivated and have backup staff in case someone quits unexpectedly. And he faced a lot of problem finding skilled programmers. It was very hard for him. The last thing that he gave in the webinar was like advices for students, work study life balance. Um, he said like we have to schedule wisely, make use of calendars, planners, and phone apps to keep an updated schedule and stay on top of your duties. The second advice was prioritize your task, be realistic. We're not superhuman to have time to do everything. We have to lay out priorities and plan the activities accordingly to the deadlines. And then finally, we have to socialize. That benefits our mental and physical health. So that's basically what I got from the webinar.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to ask, so as a student, what do you think is the biggest challenge, like when it comes to studying or even just, like finding the balance and all this, like student social life and all this. So like, what's the biggest challenge?
I think that like even like time management, it's hard for us to keep up with the assignments and then at the same time maybe run a business. I think it will be a very hard job to do.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, so I attended a seminar for UTM Excite, just like Habiba, and the title was Sports and Social Entrepreneurship. So I was quite intrigued because I've never really heard of social entrepreneurship, and it captured my attention. So the speaker of the seminar was Mr. Rudy Yakub, who is the CEO of BTOP Academy. And just a quick background. He spent 13 years in corporate before he began working in business for 5 years, in which he built the BTOP Academy. And the aim of social entrepreneurship, firstly, is to empower the youth with sports and a healthy lifestyle. So, from what I understood about the seminar, it's like, you have to look for, even when starting a business, you can't start businesses where the market is flooded. Like for example, even if you want to like have a restaurant that offers nasi goreng, you have to add a flair to it, like something that is needed, something that's different, so that you capture customers' attention. So like from the same sports and social entrepreneurship, it's mostly about youth empowerment. And from what BTOP is about, it's about eradicating illicit activities among youth, especially when we were like teenagers. I was easily impressionable, so a lot of things caught my attention. So from what BTOP is about, it's about shaping the youth in the right direction, because it's easy to persuade kids, but if they're pushed in the right direction, they can be taught, the right things and the right ways. So for social entrepreneurship, which is, I bet none of you have ever heard of it, or have any of you ever heard of it?
Not really.
Oh,
No.
yeah. So social entrepreneurship is about four things, which is the first one is to address social and environmental agenda. The second one is to use materials to sustain life. And then revenue, to use revenue that is reinvented to carry out its social mission, and also to fulfill the social enterprise agenda in ways that are socially meaningful. So it's practically about, socializing with the community, with the environment, because these are things that make up our societies. So when it comes to social enterprise, there are two things that you need to know, which is that it's a combination of business missions and social missions. So it's not just about socializing, but it's socializing in a business setting. So like Mr. Rudy mentioned during the seminar, he said most people confuse social enterprise with volunteering, because like when you hear, oh, youth empowerment, you think it's these different organizations coming to empower the youth, preaching of, volunteering and all that. But there's actually a business model behind it. So like they work with like the government and different types of societies to have a business setting in which they help youth. So, like for example, if they work with, let's say, an NGO, which NGO can I use? Like Red Cross. So they will set up a business in which Red Cross can benefit and like help the community in various ways. So social enterprise affects many areas such as community development, rural development, healthcare, disabilities, and much more. So the in Malaysia, its social enterprise is mostly present in Kuala Lumpur because it's the central economic area, and it's mostly being built by us the younger generation, like people in their 20s and 30s, because it's something new and still being developed and studied. So there's various ways in which you can help the community business wise, and social enterprise is one of them. So yeah, that's what I got from the seminar.
So it's not only about business. After all, we have to give back to the community with whatever
Yes,
we have.
yes, especially the youth, because we're still young and there's different ways that we need to be helped.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Thank you, Lichi.
Okay, all right,
I
thank
have
you.
a question. I have a question to Lise.
Okay.
I wanna ask that, like, what was the motivation behind this social entrepreneurship? I mean, like doing something which is socially enterprise instead of like fully commercial stuff.
Because it wasn't just about getting the money, it was also about giving back in different ways. So it's like finding a balance between helping out, but also having a benefit in some way.
All right, thank you, Lise, for your information.
Okay, thank you.
I have attended a program. It was like entrepreneurial program, which is titled with developing your entrepreneurial venture on campus, and it was organized by UTM site, and the guest was Mr. Arif, who is listed in the Forbes Asia under 30 under 30 in 2020, and he shared how to ignite like business ideas before we graduate, and how can you always think big and explore global business opportunities. So this program was held on 8th November 2020, and it was live on Facebook. So first, I want to let you know about Arif Tukiman. Arif Tukiman is like one of the successful alumni from UTM. He studied in UTM KL and UTM JB for around 6 years, from 2010 to 2016. And now he is the co-founder of RunCloud and CEO of this company. And he has another software company which is called Cool Code, and he's the founder of this company. So I think first we get a question that how a student can kick off a business during his study without any previous experience, any business background, or like money, because for a student it's very difficult to invest, like because we don't have that kind of money. And Arif Tukiman had all these challenges because he didn't have like any business experience before, and he didn't have like family business or something. But he believed that if he can stay positive and if he can understand his strength and weakness, then probably he will be success. And ultimately, he is one of the successful alumni of our from our university, and he is also the millionaire right now. So Arif Tukiman always focuses on his strength and being positive all the time. Even it's interesting that Arif Tukiman, he didn't have even interest to study in computer science. Computer science was his fifth choice. But later he just adapted and he just knew what he has to do, and he just knew that if he can utilize all his potential and his uh, and if he can take the help from his friends, because when he was at university, when he was doing his bachelor degree at UTM, he has two other friends who are also the co-founder of RunCloud. So they believed in helping each other. They believed in going forward all together, and that made them a successful entrepreneur. Mr. Arif Tugiman, he also added during the event that how important it is to make a good relationship with teachers. When he was at his final year, maybe our lecturers from School of Computing, they helped him a lot to establish an office inside our campus. And after completing his study from our university, he established a proper business company, and he has been running this company with the name of RunCloud. And RunCloud is serving like more than 100 countries. He had talked about that during your bachelor degree, you have to have some kind of mindset beside your studentship. You have to be half business minded and half student. And he also added, like when every student after completing his or her graduation, they're creating, like they're making some resume and CV, and they send like hundreds of thousands of companies. But instead of doing this, Arif Tukiman, he put his effort to make his company bigger. He put his effort to how to organize his company properly, and that made him a successful entrepreneur in in like 2020. So this is all I have heard from the webinar, and thank you. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Yeah, that was a great message, to be honest. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's really inspiring to see that a lot of speakers are UTM alumni and they've done really well. So it's like motivation to do much better after
It
graduation.
gives hope. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Today I attended the seminar for Mr. Muhammad Sayyid or Saleh Sayyid Sulaiman. He is graduated from UTM Faculty of Management, and he graduated 2015. After he graduated, he just you need to see our work, like any offers from another company. He not get the offers, and he goes to back to hometown and talk with him father to start the new business for Mr. Said. He now is the CEO of Suleiman Plantation. He make like a small business for him, and when he start, he like some have some challenges for him business. They like the budget is very low, and he asked some one like businessman to help him for this business for him company. But the company first cannot get money. After that, he like make a new challenge and come some stuff with him and make like marketing, big marketing for this company. He take money from another person, and now he already have the big places for the fruits. He already be like a fruits, Asian fruits, and he now is the biggest company with other. Now he like have like a customer outside Malaysia, He already give it fruits to him, and now is a very good challenge with him. And he speak about UTM, what learn about UTM, because he learned so much about business or management in business, and how can you market your business. And he talk about first of all we have to like make big knowledge with us, with your mind, and read so much about your business if you need like make a new business after to finish graduated. um he like 20 years 28 years old. Today we have like a big company. He like talk about some challenges we see in the after to finish this work. Now he like speaker. We go to other companies and speak about him business. Um, I think just all he talked about. If you have any question, can you take?
He didn't like submit to the fact that no one accepted him as a worker in their company, and then so he just said, I will start my own, and he didn't lose hope. That's a good move from him. I think we should do the same and never lose hope.
Yes, because he not waiting about any company to accept him CV or what. He just after to finish your graduate, after he graduated, he speak about he need to make a business for him. First of all, the business is very low, not get a money, but after that, he now is a good place for him.
Okay, thank you, Salman.
Yes.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Now, how to entrepreneurship program change the mindset of UTM student. This expression features article by Rangamat Shesh. Uh, but I will say that I was joining a program of UTM. In this article, that discuss how entrepreneurship program change the mindset of UTM student for them to be able develop entrepreneurial character and spirit. This article discusses how to UTM environment prepares student to have an entrepreneurship mindset. Lastly, the article presents a few examples of how UTM trains and improves UTM student entrepreneurial thinking skills through the club and opportunity offered. By by the end of the technological seminar course, students should be able to successfully develop necessary um, the recognize and access business opportunity. Student can also use critical thinking and decision making skills to determine the feasibility of the business concept. Then student gained hands-on experience with conducting research, developing, writing, evaluating, presenting. Technopreneurship seminar course also give student the opportunity and access to join participate in several seminars organized by ETM Exit or offers students a chance to discover other entrepreneurship success stories and about talented individual and their journeys and tips and lessons learned from their mentors to apply this concept to start their entrepreneurship journey. ETM provides its students with many experiences that they can use to grow their entrepreneurship skill. Next, we will discuss on how ETM provides learning opportunities through various mediums to help its students learn vital entrepreneurship skills such as leadership, communication, and financing. UTM efforts does not stop there. TEDx UTM, which began in 2017, is a dedicated community that hosts a series of lectures to bring people from all disciplines and cultures together to express their ideas and under one roof. People will can learn skills and knowledge that took others years to learn in just a few hours.
Thank you very much, Akil. Faisal, you can have.
Okay, thank you, Shakil Chaudhary. So, few years back, I have attended a entrepreneurial competition named Halt Prize. So, it was also uh, hosted by UTM Excite. UTM Excite was invited to collaborate in Halt Prize by campus director, and after receiving a formal invitation from the Halt Prize organization to host UTM's very own on-campus event. So UTM hosted its very first Halt Prize on campus final on 13th December 2019. So if you know what a Halt Prize is, it's an annual year-long competition and that gathers idea from students and challenging them to solve pressing social issues around topics such as food security, water access, energy, and education. Halt International Business School introduced this Halt Prize Foundation back in 2010 in partnership with the United Nations. So Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus has referred to Halt Prize as Nobel Prize for Students. So basically, end goal of this program is to create the next wave of social entrepreneurs among the youths. So when I joined to this program, there were total 17 teams from both in UTM Johor and UTM Kuala Lumpur, but only 6 teams were qualified to attend on-campus finals. It's unlucky that we couldn't make to the next step. So in the Halt Prize consists of 4 stages, mainly on-campus final, regional summits, global accelerators, and ultimately the United Nations Global Finals. The winning team at the UN Finals awarded a grand total of 1 million US dollar to seed capital to launch their own business startup. So the success of the students hosting its very first Halt Prize on campus should be commended, and the Halt Prize on campus was a great platform for students to come up with creative and innovative startups idea to venture into the business world. Although they were challenged to struggle with time and networking with the industry, they were able to overcome these obstacles. And UTM and UTM Excite, they both helped those groups a lot to achieve their final goals. And in this event, a team called named Dead End, they actually own the prize. So thank you. That's all from me. If you guys have any question,
Thank
you
you.
can ask.
Thank you so much, Faisal.
Thank you, Faisal. It was great and informative. Thank you for information.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for attending. So I guess we've come to the end.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for
Thank
your
you so much.
participation.
Okay.